Hey guys, we're back with another What Sold on eBay video. These are the sales from the weekend. There should be 3 days worth of eBay sales, Friday through Sunday, 47 items going out. A couple of them around 100 and something, and then a bunch of good stuff in the middle there. Obviously some lower dollar, some 90s, 40s, 50s, kind of a good mix, a good variety. Even a couple clothing items went out. So let's go over what sold on eBay. Also, I'll try to answer a couple questions at the back end of the video if you want to stay tuned for that. So, starting off, we have a series of unfortunate events. And by the way, I do need to shave and get a haircut, so yeah, I'm aware of that. Series of unfortunate events. It's 13 books in this set, plus I had an extra book that's part of by the same author or whatever. That set sold for $48 shipped. Sometimes you find it at garage sales and stuff. Definitely a good book set to look out for. We sold a Time Life American Cooking. I had a bunch of Time Lives. One lot already sold. A big lot of them sold. These are from the Hirsch buy. I ended up having a couple of extras, which I sold individually. This one sold for, I think, $10 ship. Something like that for one little book. So look out for those Time Lives. Here's a Harry Potter address book. It's got like a felty material here. Not in perfect shape, but the inside's okay. I see that. That one sold for like 17 shipped. I got it in a big book buy. Was going to just toss it. And I'm like, you know what? I'll go ahead and list it. Maybe someone will want it. And it ended up selling for 17 bucks. So pretty cool. Happy with that. Okay, guys, a book here, Statistics in a Nutshell. This one sold for like $33 shipped. It's going out media mail. It came in a big book buy. There was a bunch of books by that O'Reilly brand. They all were pretty valuable, at least 20 bucks a piece. I think I had 3 or 4 of them. So pretty happy that one went out. And I'll talk a little bit about what books to look out for when you're out there selling and give you an idea of how I've done it and how I've kind of grown a little bit of a knowledge base. And I'm not an expert on books. I don't do Amazon. A lot of better people do books. So I'm not the best channel when it comes to learning, but I'll give you guys a couple of tips. Christmas little vinyl stickers here. You'll see on the screen, but this was $4. $4 for this, or $2, $3, something like that. Seems pretty expensive. I think it was $4. And it's little vinyl stickers from a garage sale. She had a PS3 there, an Xbox 360. I think she had a DS or a Game Boy. Something. All of them were like $100 without the games. The games she wanted like 10 or 15 a piece. Everything was super high price. I wanted to find something. I found that little guy and ended up taking a best offer of $28. So that was one Christmas item going out. And we have another Christmas item going out here a little bit later too. Sold a SingStar for PS2. This one brand new sealed. Got this for 15 bucks. It's got damaged packaging, but it is still sealed. This one was 15 bucks at a thrift store plus tax. I ended up selling it for 51 shipped, 50 something shipped, 51 in tax. It'll probably ship out for 10 or 12 bucks, so I felt like there was enough profit there, and I'm happy with that. Couple of plush, a Scentsy Buddy. This is a little dragon. I think it's Snap or something. Something the dragon. He sold for 25 shipped. 30 something shipped maybe. He was $2. Whatever he sold for, he's $2. So I'll go first class. And we sold like one of those little Hulks that you kind of like can mess around with it. It makes noise or whatever, kind of beat him up. He sold for $17 shipped. He was $1 from a garage sale as well. He'll go first class. There is a little battery mechanism in there, but there's no batteries in it, so that one's not too bad. Another book, Tao of Jeet Kune Do. I hope I pronounced that right. That one sold for $25 shipped. That was from the recent book buy that we spent $3.50 on. We sold another book here for 30 something. So we've probably sold about 100 and something already from that buy, and we still have a lot of books to go through. Napoleon's Last Battle. This is a little game. I think I spent 20 bucks on this. It's sold for $90 shipped. It's got a bunch of little pieces, so I'm not going to open up. That was from a thrift store. Obviously, when you're looking out for, those old RPG or kind of role play, that's what RPG is. Strategy-based games, I should say, that are kind of from the 80s, early 90s. A lot of those have some value. That's what I thought there, and I ended up paying up for it, and it was worth it. A Sony Discman. I think this one sold for 20 shipped, something like that. I may have sold it as is. I can't remember, but that one sold for 20. Sonys are pretty good. Obviously, just look them up, test them out. They're pretty easy to price. They mostly have model numbers. We also have a Polaroid Autofocus 660. This one sold to Retrospect within an hour. It does not have the rubber eyepiece. It was from the Money Pile, and this one was sold for $30 shipped. I'll just put it in a padded flat rate, and it'll go on its way. I've shipped a bunch to Retrospect like that without issue. So those Polaroid Sun 660s or whatever do well. John Wayne collection from the Hirsch buy. This DVD set sold for $14 or $15 shipped. Pretty easy one. Arrow, the complete 6th season. This sold for like 17 shipped. I've said this before. If you're buying DVD series, a lot of times a quick tool is if there's ones that are like from the latter part of the series, like if it's Got 7 seasons. You have season 6 and season 7. Sometimes look up those ones because those ones may have more value. A lot of times people start off collecting the early part of the series, but they don't finish and buy the full thing. So these ones become a little harder to find. But that one went for $16, something like that. Stargate Atlantis DVD box set. This one was, I think, $5. It sold for $40 shipped. The box is really beat up on it. It's kind of trash, but all the discs are there, so $40 shipped on that guy. Here's the other book we had that went out. This is from the newer book by Espalier Fruit Trees. Thought it might be worth some because it was about fruit trees. I'm like, how many books out there are probably like this? Probably not many. And this one was, it sold for $33 ship. Plus, it was a fairly newer book, I think. And it's in really great shape. Here's the other Christmas item. It's one of those like paint yourself little Merry Christmas creative craft things, like little trees and stuff. This one sold for $25 on a best offer. We spent $4 on it. It's going to cost us probably about $10 to ship it out. So I don't know if that one was a great buy, but I've had it out long enough. I wanted to get it out of here. If there's other ones that do a little bit bigger ones and stuff, so I wouldn't say pick up all of those, but definitely keep an eye out. Some are worth some money. Sold a couple of fishing reels from the money pile. Zebco 202 and a Zebco Omega 1. It's missing the little handle here on the end. So this one sold for $25 for parts. This one sold for $15 for parts. So they were from the money pile. We've had them. I don't even remember what I paid, but I'm happy to get them out of here. I'm really trying to get through all this old inventory, guys. I have a guy who's actually fixing a bunch of video game systems for me, so that's going to be awesome, so we can get those. He's already fixed probably 12 to 15 of them. I'm paying him, obviously, to fix them. I'm paying up for him to get them fixed, but I told him I have to make enough money for it to be worth it, so we've kind of agreed on a pricing schedule for those, and he's already fixed a bunch. So we're trying to get through this old stuff so we can focus on all the new stuff coming in this year. A little Sony remote. This is a little AV system remote, sold for 12 or 13 shipped. Pretty easy right there. A Roku Express, I think it's a 390S. I think it's the Roku Express. This was $1 at a garage sale. It's missing the remote and all the cords, but it still sold for $15. So pretty happy with that one. This is a bolo, guys. I would say, at least. It's something that I think a lot of people wouldn't think is worth a whole lot. This little Nikon One Touch 35mm. I've sold 2 of these cameras before. The last one sold, I think, 60 something, but it was broken. It had like obvious cosmetic damage. This one seems to be okay. Still sold it as is, and I got $90 for it. This is from the Hirsch buy. But look out for these Nikon One Touch, like the AF35. So $90 shipped on this little camera right here, guys. At a garage sale or sizzle, I don't think everybody's pricing this too high. Even if it was $10, it'd be worth it. So it's something a lot of people might overlook. A little Phillips remote from the vacation haul where we went to the thrift store and got a bunch of remotes. This one sold for like $9 something and some change. Here is, I believe it's this. This is like a Ninja. I forgot what the name of the tool is, but you'll see on the screen. This guy sold for 12 or 13 bucks. I parted out that Ninja blender, and this one sold. A Ducks starter jersey. This one has stains on it, but it still sold for $90 shipped, which is a really good deal for that, considering it has had so much wear. But the original starter ones seem to do pretty good of the Mighty Ducks jerseys. I'm pretty happy with those. We sold a Nightmare on Elm Street figure. This one sold for $33 shipped, somewhere around there. It's probably going to go out for 10 or 12 to ship it, but pretty easy on that. We also have... My wife's over here. She wants to come in. You want to come in? No. Come on. No. Come here. Okay, guys. She's actually going to come over here and say hi. She doesn't really like the camera. Hi, guys. This is my wife, Linda. She's much shorter than me. No, I'm not really that tall. It just seems like because the way the camera is. And there's Tori right there. She's with mommy. So, yeah. They wanted to say hi, I guess, so we were blessed with their presence. She needs something from me, so just hold on 1 second. We'll be back. Okay, guys, we're back with some more sales. We got the Ultimate Fake book here. This is a song book. It came from a big buy where we got a bunch of song books. We filled up a whole IKEA bag with song books, 4 external hard drives or so, and 4 rain spooners or whatever the pronunciation is, Hawaiian shirts. Spent $30 at an estate sale. This is the last day of the sale. We cleaned house. That one sold for $20, $19, $20 something ship, whatever it is. Most of these books, we probably had 20 song books, 15 to 20. So we're probably in them for about $1 a piece, I guess. And that one goes out for 20. Most have sold for 15 plus. Songbooks do well ish. Like some of them do a lot better than others, and some of them are long tail. So be careful. It depends on your model. Some Nautilus. These are some huge shoes right here. But they're actually brand new with tag, but they're not brand new. I'm guessing someone wore them or tried them on a little bit. These are steel toe. Got these for $5, and they sold for $60 ship. They come with the box, so super happy about that. That came from one of my sources. We bought a bunch of shoes from him that day, and all of them were like sized 14s and 15s and double wides and stuff. So those are sometimes harder to sell because there may not be as many buyers, but usually the price you can get is a little bit higher if you wait because there's just not many options for those type of those shoe sizes. So either way, I guess it's unfortunate if you wear that size shoe because it can be more expensive. A Del Norte High School yearbook. I got like 3 or 4 of these from a big yearbook haul. This one sold for $25 on a best offer. I'm happy to get it out. Sold a better yearbook though, but the spine's a little damaged. This is a Redlands High, 1993. I told you guys 80s and 90s are like the prime ones right now, early 2000s. This one for $65 shipped. Someone paid full price. I just got to put a little bit more tape on there. I told them I put tape on, but it came off a little bit, so I'll put some more tape on the spine. I listed it in that condition anyways. Call of Duty sold for $8 or $10, something like that. And then Naruto game. These are 2 DS games. That one sold for $10. I have some empty DS cases, so we'll put them in there for shipping to protect them a little bit. Okay, guys, a couple things we're going to show you that are not going to be in front of you that did sell. 2 of the Bolshevik or whatever Polish potteries. There's one's of 4 sets of bowls someone bought, and then someone bought 1 individual bowl. I think they spent $130 shipped for all of them, so I'm not sure what the price breakdown was, but you'll see on the screen. Those have done so well, the Polish pottery. I still have quite a bit left, but we sold through a lot of the plates went really fast. We sold the ornaments and then a couple other odds and ends. So this one going out, we will individually box the bowls and then put all those boxes in a bigger box. So they'll kind of be double. Everything will be essentially double boxed with some void fill. We'll pay up on the shipping. It'll probably end up costing us $20, $30 to ship it. But again, we spent $50 on all that pottery stuff, and we've made already all of our money back and then some. And this is just an easy way to make sure we get them there safely and protect them and not lose our investment. So rather pay up on the shipping. One other item that did sell is a Lego set. It sold for $45 shipped. It's not complete. You'll see on the screen. It's got the manuals. I actually had the box, but the box was trashed. I got it for $3. I'm like, well, there's a lot of good pieces in here. No minifigs plus the manuals. I'll see if I can get like $30 for it. Someone offered $45 the first day, and I took it. So they live in California as well. Probably be $8 to ship it to them, and I'm happy with that. A couple other items, guys, that did sell. A Cloak and Dagger DVD sold for $8 shipped. So nothing much there. A Guitar School. These are from the Rock and Roll Buy. We had a bunch of magazines as well. These 2 guitar schools from the 90s. One has got Offspring on it, and one of them, I forgot what the other one is, but that one sold for like $18 shipped. They're not going to go first class. I'll see if I can get them in a priority envelope maybe, and they'll go out for $5 or $6 or $7 or whatever it is. Not $5, but whatever it is to ship them out, and we'll make a little bit of money, but not a whole lot. A Panhandle Slim, really cool pattern, if you guys can kind of see it. Problem is, I wish it was a pearl snap, and it's not. It sold for $25, plus it's a smaller size. And then, what is it? Illinois Athletics. I forgot what the brand is, but like a little crew neck sweater or whatever. That one sold for $19 as well. So 2 shirts going out, $25 and $19. Not a whole lot. They'll both go first class, so pretty easy on the shipping. And then, guys, I think this is our last sale here. I think it's last sale, guys, if I'm not mistaken. This is a Sharp. This is a VCR in the box. Interesting enough, when I bought this from one of my sources, he goes, "Oh, it's brand new in the box," and I'm like, I've heard that before, you know. It's just because it has a box doesn't mean it's brand new in the box. There's a difference. So he goes, "No, it's brand new. It's never been used." So I'm like, okay, sure. So I pull it out. There's like scratch on the top and like, you know, a little bit of wear. Not major. It's in great shape. Don't get me wrong, but it's not brand new. Plus the box is open anyway. So even if it was new, it's really new open box, not brand new sealed. So it's funny how when you sell on eBay, what's new and like new and all that has a different meaning than maybe someone who's not really in that kind of field. So did end up getting as a part of a big bundle, so I was happy with that. It sold for $100 shipped, which is great for any VCR in the box. Brand new, I'm sure it would have gone for like $250, $300 even, maybe, who knows, but it was not brand new. So, and again, if you are selling VCRs, make sure if you put brand new or whatever, it is actually brand new, or you will get a return. If someone's paying that much money, they want to make sure they're getting the right item. So a couple of questions though, guys. One is about the books. You guys have asked me about books, and basically, how do I know what book is worth money? You know, all that. First of all, it takes time. Like anything, the more you sell, you start to get a better eye. You start to get a feel for what might be worth it. I would say that if you're starting off, avoid stuff like fiction. A lot of fiction books individually don't have a lot of value unless you have like a set or a series, which you guys have seen me sell. I usually look for just interesting subject matter, like that book about fruit trees. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, I'll scan it. I'm looking for stuff maybe that's fantasy based. If there's like obviously like Warhammer type looking stuff or whatever, Dungeons and Dragons, that's going to interest me. Especially if it's like something from the 80s or whatever, might have some value. The easiest way, though, is to take your phone, if it's a newer book, scan the barcode and see what prices come up. If you're looking at textbooks, some people see me sell a couple textbooks now and again. Textbooks are really hard. I think on Amazon, a lot of people are gated anyways, but textbooks also, they keep making new ones every year, so that the older ones lose value pretty quickly. It doesn't take long for them to be really outdated or what have you. So if you're looking for textbooks, you got to find something that either is the last printed version of it. So if you find a textbook that was made in 2019 and or whatever, 2020 and today's 2021, that one might have some value because it's relatively new. They might not have made a new edition yet. Or you got to find something again that's the last printed one, or something very unique in a field that's just very, very unique, where there's just not a lot of, textbooks in that field. But again, it takes time to kind of learn all that. Books are very hard because, like most things, most books are worth not very much or just nothing at all. And I would say even more so, it's harder to find a good, valuable book than it may be to find a video game with some value or something else, because there's just so many books and most of them just don't have the value. So I'd recommend scanning, look out for nonfiction stuff, unique subject matter, and then just type it in. If it doesn't have a barcode, type it in and see what's selling, and just kind of get a feel for things. Because you'll see a book sometimes, you're like, oh yeah, that's a good one. People sell Bibles, obviously. You've seen me sell those. Those are something where they're not going to have a barcode. But if you see a Bible, it's some kind of special edition one, whatever. Those are ones you want to look for, leather ones that are going to have a little more value. If it's a pew Bible that you see, it would be in the back of a pew in a church, probably not worth a whole lot because those ones are a little bit cheaper. You want some kind of special edition. And also, if you don't want to get all into that and scan them all, look for book sets, because it's easy to find a set or a series or a bunch of books by the same author. Look that up. Really easy, one listing. If you're going to do books even just a little bit, that's where I would start, because there's money in book sets and a lot of Amazon people will pass them up. Okay, guys, another question I get is promoted listings. What do I think of them? I'm a big fan. What do I promote? What percentage at? Comes up all the time. I'm not a big promoted listing person. I do have some that are promoted from a prior attempt I made at using promoted listings. I don't like that you can just pay more money and get your name to the top. I guess that's the way the business works, but it's like, you can have a really junky listing, but because you promoted it the best, you move towards the top or whatever. That doesn't really seem good for the buyer, I guess. But at the same time, that's a business model we have, so you have to work around it. So I don't promote a whole lot, though. I feel like if you're in really competitive categories, it might help, though, because if you're in very competitive categories, chances are your listing could get flooded down to the bottom. If you're selling something super unique, though, there's not many listed, no need to do promoted, because someone will probably look through all the active listings to find what they want anyways. You just might as well take a good picture, have a good description, and let that sell your item, then pay extra money for it. But again, if it works for you, go for it. I'm just not a big fan. I do run sales a little bit more often. I like running sales because I think that does give a boost, and because sometimes my prices might be too high and someone might want that item, but if I drop in the price, maybe I'll get into their price range and I can move out some older inventory. So I use sales to actually move old inventory. I don't run my new stuff on sales. I let that kind of sit and see if I priced it right. But anything over about 90 days, that is getting into a sale, and we're going to start lowering the price and hopefully get it out of here. So hopefully that answers that question. I talked about the books, and then someone asked about my storage system. Is it all coordinated, whatever it is, however I use it? I don't use the tub system where you just list and put everything in tub A. It could be anything from a pencil to a shirt to a mug to a RC car. I don't really like that model because I feel like items should go in a like box, and I don't like the idea of something getting broken because it's being put in a box with something that's just too big for it or heavy or whatever, or stuff moving around. So I actually kind of sort my storage unit my garage by type of item. So I have like a kind of collectibles and kind of odds and ends one. Like right here is all holiday stuff. So this is Christmas. This one's Christmas. And then as you go down it, you can't see them, but it's Halloween down here. This is also all holiday. This is like, these are just random. There's Halloween and Christmas here. This is a big, you can't really see it, but a big Christmas wise men thing. So this whole shelf is basically holiday. So when I get a holiday item, if it's Christmas, it goes in this one, Halloween in this one, and then I have another box down here at the bottom that's like Halloween / Easter and other random stuff. Over here is like electronics. So there's a bunch of, oh, there's the cookie guy. You guys may remember the cookie jar. He's awesome. So there's like a lot of electronics in the boxes, VCRs as we go down, and then buckets with different types of electronic items like cameras, CD players, all that. So that's more of how I do it. And then I take my item and I go, oh, it's a CD player, so it goes in electronic. I have bins for clothes, like long sleeve shirts. I have 2 bins. Hawaiian shirts, I have 2 bins. Whatever. And then obviously I have a whole bunch of books, a whole wall of books. We'll see those one day. I have CDs on one thing and then video games and all that. So that's how I do it, guys. I'm not saying that's the best method, but it just works for me. And then if something is misplaced in the A to Z bin and you're like, oh, it should have been an A, but it's not, you have to like look through every bin until you find it. Whereas I'm like, oh no, it should be an electronics bin. And if I can't find it there, then it's like, okay, maybe I put it in the other electronics bin, or maybe I put it in the video game bin, my mistake. I feel like I have less things to sort through to find out where a lost item might be, because I'll just go to the next likely place of it where it would be. But I don't do the custom SKU or whatever where it's like, oh, this is on shelf A. My wife does want to add that to it, where we're not going to do the bin system, but like this would be holiday H1, 2, 3, whatever. And then she will go in the thing and find every item and then put it in there, because she wants to start pulling orders at some point. So that might be something in the future. And I am going to show you guys all in here, but we just finally moved in here to stay the night the other night. I know it sounds crazy, but we've been working on stuff and all that. So we're finally actually moved in, staying, and I still have so much from the death pile I got to get through, money pile that I got to get through. So the reality is, we'll get to it when we can. But once I get it cleaned up and everything, I will show you guys. It's not the perfect model. It's just my model, and I just do things the Cameron way, which sometimes doesn't make sense, but it works for me, I guess. So thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, it's probably going to be a long video, but hopefully those questions were answered. And if you have any other ones, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.